Good morning. Daily Bible reading for March 5th. Today's day 133. Okay, so we got blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Matthew 5:7. That's the daily bread. It shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. Isaiah 65:24. Okay, the water of purification. Numbers 19:1-22. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, here's another legal requirement commanded by the Lord. Tell the people of Israel to bring you a red heifer, a perfect animal that has no defects and has never been yoked to a plow. Give it to Eleazar the priest, and it will be taken outside of the camp and slaughtered in his presence. Eleazar will take some of its blood on his finger and sprinkle it 7 times toward the front of the tabernacle. As Eleazar watches, the heifer must be burned, its hide, meat, blood, and dung. Eleazar the priest must then take a stick of cedar, a hyssop branch, and some scarlet yarn and throw them into the fire where the heifer is burning. Then the priest must wash his clothes and bathe himself in water. Afterward, he may return to the camp, though he will remain ceremonially unclean until evening. The man who burns the animal must also wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and he too will remain unclean until evening. Then someone who is ceremonially clean will gather up the ashes from the heifer and deposit them in a purified place outside the camp. They will be kept there for the community of Israel to use in the water for purification, the purification ceremony. This ceremony will be performed for the removal of sin. The man who gathers up the ashes of the heifer must also wash his clothes and then he will remain ceremonially unclean until evening. This is a permanent law for the people of Israel and any foreigners who live among them. All those who touch the dead body will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days. They must purify themselves on the 3rd and 7th days with water of purification, then they will be purified. But if they do not do this on the 3rd and 7th days, they will continue to be unclean even after the 7th day. All those who touch a dead body and who do not purify themselves in a proper way will defile the Lord's tabernacle, and they will be cut off from the community of Israel. Since the water of purification was not sprinkled on them, their defilement continues. This is a ritual law that applies when someone dies inside of a tent, and all those who enter a tent and those who were inside when the death occurred will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days. Any open container in the tent that was not covered with a lid is also defiled. If someone in an open field touches the corpse of someone who was killed with the sword or died a natural death, or if someone touches a human bone or grave, that person will be defiled for 7 days. To remove the defilement, put some ashes from the burnt purification offering in a jar, pour fresh water over them. Then someone who is ceremonially clean must take a hyssop branch and dip it into the water. That person must sprinkle the water on the tent and all the furnishings in the tent, and the people who were in the tent, also the person who touched the human bone or touched someone who was killed or died naturally or touched a grave. On the 3rd and 7th days, the person who is ceremonially clean must sprinkle the water on those who are defiled. And on the 7th day, the people being cleansed must wash their clothes and bathe themselves. That evening they will be cleansed of their defilement. Okay. But those who became defiled and do not purify themselves will be cut off from the community, for they have defiled the sanctuary of the Lord. Since the water purification has not been sprinkled on them, they remain defiled. This is a permanent law for the people. Those who sprinkle the water of purification must afterward wash their clothes, and anyone who touches the water used for purification will remain defiled until evening. Anything and anyone that a defiled person touches will be ceremonially unclean until evening. Moses strikes the rock. Numbers 21-13. In the first month of the year, the whole community of Israel arrived in the wilderness of Zin and camped at Kadesh. While they were there, Miriam died and was buried. There was no water for the people to drink in that place, so they rebelled against Moses and Aaron. The people blamed Moses and said, if only we had died in the Lord's presence with our brothers. Why have you brought us the congregation of the Lord Lord's people into the wilderness to die along with our livestock. Why did you make us leave Egypt? Excuse me. And bring us here to this terrible place. This land has no grain, no figs, no grapes, pomegranates, or water to drink. Moses and Aaron turned away from the people and went to the entrance of the tabernacle. There they fell face down to the ground Then the glorious presence of the Lord appeared to them, and the Lord said to Moses, "You and Aaron must take the staff and assemble the entire community. As the people watch, speak to the rock over there, and it will pour out its water. You will provide enough water from the rock to satisfy the entire community and their livestock." So Moses did as he was told. He took the staff from the place where it was kept before the Lord, and then he and Aaron summoned the people to come and gather at the rock. "Listen, you rebels," he shouted. "Must we bring you water from this rock?" Then Moses raised his hand and struck the rock twice with the staff, and the water gushed out. So the entire community and their livestock drank their fill. But the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Because you did not trust me enough to demonstrate my holiness to the people of Israel, you will not lead them into the land I am giving them." This place was known as the waters of Meribah, which means arguing, because the people of Israel argued with the Lord, and there he demonstrated holiness among them. Edom refuses Israel passage. Numbers 20:14 through 21. While Moses was at Kadesh, he sent ambassadors to the king of Edom with this message. "This is what your relatives, the people of Israel, say. You know all the hardships we've been through. Our ancestors went down to Egypt and lived there a long time, and our ancestors were brutally mistreated by the Egyptians. But when we cried out to the Lord, he heard us and sent an angel who brought us out of Egypt. Now we are camped at Kadesh, a town on the border of your land. Please let us travel through your land. We will be careful not to go through your fields and vineyards. We won't even drink water from your wells. We will stay on the king's road and never leave it until we have passed through your territory." But the king of Edom said, "Stay out of my land, or I will meet you with an army." The Israelites answered, "We will stay on the main road. If our livestock drink your water, we will pay for it. Just let us pass through your country. That's all we ask." But the king of Edom said, "Stay out. You may not pass through our land." With that, he mobilized his army and marched out against them with an imposing force. Because Edom refused to allow Israel to pass through, the country of Israel was forced to turn around. The death of Aaron. The whole community of Israel left Kadesh and arrived at Mount Hor. There, on the border of the land of Edom, the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "The time has come for Aaron to join his ancestors in death. He will not enter the land I am giving the people of Israel, because the two of you rebelled against my instructions concerning the water at Meribah. Now take Aaron and his son Eleazar up the Mount Hor. There you will remove Aaron's priestly garments and put them on Eleazar his son. Aaron will die there and join his ancestors." So Moses did as the Lord commanded. The three of them went up Mount Hor together. As the community watched at the summit, Moses removed the priestly garments from Aaron and put them on Aaron's son. Then Aaron died there on top of the mountain, and Moses and Eleazar went back down. When the people realized Aaron had died, all Israel mourned for him for 30 days. Victory over the Canaanites. Numbers 12:1 through 3. The Canaanite king Arad, who lived in Negev, heard that the Israelites were approaching on the road of Atharim. So he attacked the Israelites and took some of them as prisoners. Then the people of Israel made this vow to the Lord: If you will hand these people over to us, we will completely destroy all of their towns." The Lord heard the Israelites' request and gave them victory over the Canaanites. The Israelites completely destroyed them and their towns, and the place has been called Hormah ever since, the bronze snake. Then the people of Israel sent out from Mount Hor, taking the road to the Red Sea to go around the land of Edom. Oh, I'm so sorry. See, it's so early right now. Okay. But the people grew impatient with the long journey and began to speak against God and Moses. "Why have you brought us out of Egypt to die here in the wilderness?" they complained. "There is nothing to eat here, nothing to drink. We hate this horrible manna." So the Lord sent poisonous snakes among the people, and they were bitten and died. Then the people came to Moses and cried out, "We have sinned by speaking against the Lord and against you. Pray that the Lord will take away the snakes." So Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord told him, "Make a replica of a poisonous snake and attach it to a pole. All who are bitten will live if they simply look at it." So Moses made a snake out of bronze and attached it to the pole, and anyone who was bitten by the snake could look at the bronze snake and be healed. Israel's journey to Moab. The Israelites traveled next to Oboth and camped there. Then they went on to Lai Arabim, in the wilderness on the eastern border of Moab. From there they traveled to the valley of Zered Brook and set up camp. They moved out and camped on the far side of Arnon River in the wilderness adjacent to the territory of the Amorites. Then the Arnon is the boundary line between the Moabites and the Amorites. For this reason, the Book of Wars of the Lord speaks of the town of Waheb, in the area of Supa and ravines of the Arnon River. And the ravines extend as far as the settlement of Ar on the border of Moab. From there, the Israelites traveled to Beer, which is the well where the Lord said to Moses, "Assemble the people, and I will give them water." There the Israelites sang the song, "Spring up, O well, sing its praises, sing of this well, which princes dug, which great leaders hollowed out with their scepters and staffs." Then the Israelites left the wilderness and proceeded on through Matena, Nahalil, and Bamoth. After that they went to the valley of Moab, where Pisgah Peak overlooks the wasteland. Victory over Sihon and Og. The Israelites sent ambassadors to King Sihon of the Amorites to give him this message: "Let us travel through your land. We will be careful not to go through your fields and vineyards. We won't even drink water from your wells. We will stay on the king's road until we have passed through your territory." Excuse me. But King Sihon refused to let them cross his territory. Instead, he mobilized his entire army and attacked Israel in the wilderness, engaging them in a battle at Jahaz. But the Israelites slaughtered them with their swords and occupied their land from the Arnon River to the Jabbok River. Then they went only as far as the Ammonite border, because the boundary of the Ammonites was fortified. So Israel captured all the towns of the Amorites and settled in them, including the city of Heshbon and its surrounding villages. Heshbon has been the capital of the king Sihon of the Amorites. He defeated a former Moabite king and seized all his land as far as the Arnon River. Therefore, the ancient poets wrote this about him: "Come to Heshbon and let it be rebuilt. Let the city of Sihon be restored. Fire flamed forth from Heshbon, a blaze from the city of Sihon. It burned the city at Ar in Moab. It destroyed the rulers of Arnon Heights. What sorrow awaits you, O people of Moab? You are finished, O worshippers of Chemosh. Chemosh has left his sons and as refugees, his daughters as captives of Sihon, the Amorite king. We have utterly destroyed them. From Heshbon to Dibon, we have completely wiped them out, as far as Nopah and Medeba." So the people of Israel occupied the territory of the Amorites. After Moses sent men to explore the Jazer area, they captured all the towns in the region and drove out the Amorites who lived there. Then turned and marched up the road to Bashan, but King Og of Bashan and his people attacked them at Edrei. The Lord said to Moses, "Do not be afraid of him, for I have handed him over to you, along with his people and his land. Do the same for him as I did to King Sihon of the Amorites, who ruled in Heshbon." And Israel killed King Og, his sons, and all his subjects. Not a single survivor remained. Then Israel occupied their land.